The first day of a Minecraft world is special. It defines your world far more than a lot realize. Unfortunately, a lot of people tend to forget their day one, as it is usually overshadowed and forgotten about, replaced by upgraded gear and better builds. I would like to focus on it though. As I start my new series, it's best to focus on the start. After all, it will set the tone going forward. As the world loads in, I find myself in an oak forest with a taiga nearby. Climbing a nearby tree, I notice a nearby spruce village. Looking around, I just can't help but turn my shaders on for a while. They make the world just look better, more comfortable. Entering the village, I collect a couple berry bushes and make my way inside the nearby house that the owner left open. I don't wish to exploit the villagers, but I'll still borrow some resources to get myself started. I take a pumpkin from the farm and venture deeper into the village. This village turns out to have a unique feature, with its floating bit of land in its center. This may be one of my first major projects, but for now, I will make a note of it. Turning around also immediately revealed another generation quirk of Minecraft, a stair block placed on a path block, which normally can't happen outside of world generation or potential update suppression shenanigans. After talking with the locals and borrowing a map from the cartographer's house, I move into a nearby cave for some basic resources. While in this small cave, I came across the first hostile mob of the world. After dispatching the zombie, I quickly find the end of the cave. With the cave being rather barren, I emerge from it and look around a bit more. Eventually, I stop and notice the bubbly clouds of my shader pack. I get lost in the shut up. No one cares about the clouds. Look at this instead. Alright, so this is Editor Castastic here. I was working on an edit, right? Something about looking at some clouds, but I'm gonna replace that with what I just found. My world has a pink sheep. There's just a pink sheep. I didn't find this, but there's just a pink sheep. Pink sheep. Man, this world is special. Alright, video is fixed and you may resume watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Moving out of the village, I free some bees and find something I missed. A pair of small islands and a giant lake. After crossing onto the islands, I turn off my shaders, ready to focus on getting a base set up. I prefer to build without the shaders, so therefore I'm not reliant on them to look good. Exploring on the islands don't reveal much, but I decided to build my first base on this second larger island, with my home facing towards the river the lake feeds. One day I might do something special with this lake. I feel like it could be the lifeblood of my entire world. But that is the future. For right now I only have stone tools, and I have a house to build. Turning my axe towards the local forest, I chopped trees in order to gather supplies to build. With enough logs, I start framing my house as the sun fully sets on my first Minecraft day, leading into my first night. As I built the walls of my home, I couldn't help but wonder where the mobs were. The difficulty was set to hard and I couldn't see any mobs spawning. Only now in hindsight I realized that the water was doing a great deal to keep the mobs away. After filling in the floor, I venture out to explore around a bit, not really sure if there are any mobs about. I do find a skeleton, but I grind it to bone meal before it can even ready itself. It drops its bow and arrows, and I steal them for myself. Next comes windows in the front of my house. While I don't have glass to fill in the windows I introduced, and failed to get glass this episode, they give me much required vision from inside the house. I decided to build a sort of patio on my house, to define the front a bit better, with an oak trim and spruce flooring to visually separate it. After gathering more wood, I start work on the roof of my house. As I'm crafting the birch planks into slabs, rain appears, and I know I must finish my roof to escape the weather. Quickly working on the cabin, I am not fast enough as the sun starts to rise anew. While working on the final trimmings of my roof, the sky darkens, and I fail to notice what's happening. But as the sky lets out a mighty crack, I realize that my world is something special, with a day 2 thunderstorm pouring down upon me. After finishing the house's exterior for now, I pick up some items I left strewn about, and clean up the terrain just a tad before going inside and crafting my house a door. With the last of my coal, I make torches to light things up, so I'm not dependent on the daylight to see. Attempting to make a sort of ceiling inside, I fail due to running out of spruce, yet I don't want to get more with the possibility of skeleton traps on my mind. A chest for storage completes the new world's trifecta for first base. With that completed and my items securely stored, I view the distant spruce forest, ready for the next chapter in my journey.